Seriously, I don't believe that. The bank balance is looking just right, okay? If you think her bank balance ain't looking... Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Lance, and welcome to the Fame Report. And today, you got to get your salted caramel roasted popcorn ready because we have this video from Trini T. It's Kim Kardashian breaks down after Diddy leaks her footage from the party. Oy, oy, oy. Can't wait to get into it. All right, let's go.
24 hours before the raid, Kim Kardashian decides to unfollow Diddy, right? Well, come to find out, this person by the name of Lou Taylor is apparently Diddy's manager. So, Lou Taylor apparently is paying off, allegedly, some of Diddy's victims from this slush fund through some church fund, okay? Not only that, Kim Kardashian mama has...
All right, let's just pause real quick. You know, on this channel, we break down the facts, right? So I'm going to put Lou Taylor right here on the screen next to me so you can see who she is. Okay, so so Lou Taylor, right, to give you some context on who she's talking about, is Lou Taylor, to give you some context on who she's talking about, Lou Taylor is Britney Spears's manager, okay? And she was her spokesperson as well, right? Now, Lou Taylor has other clients as well that were in the industry, but just to give you some context, this is what this woman does. She's a business manager, okay? Back to the video.
Has been making these girls pay 10% tithes to some church that Lou Taylor and her husband is basically co-owner or whatever.
Can you believe Kim Kardashian is being exposed for allegedly being Diddy's accomplice and paying off his partners? Chilly. Just when we thought 2024 couldn't get any crazier, the universe pulls a fast one on us and drops another bombshell, making us question everything we thought we knew about our favorite celebs. Fans have been suspicious of Kim's involvement in Diddy's affairs for a while now, and it seems like we finally have some evidence to back it up. New information suggests that not only was Kim aware of Diddy's questionable activities, but she also allegedly aided him in covering up the evidence and compensating his victims in exchange for a cut of the profits. Girl, you better buckle up for this roller coaster of drama and hold on to your edges because this situation is absolutely bonkers. Did Kim really conspire with Diddy to have Kanye West committed to a mental institution so they could swindle him out of his money? Chilly, it looks like it's game over for Kim because Diddy is snitching, and he is snitching hard, so let's break down this messy tea.
And as, look, they tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me. And they when I asked them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right?
You want to know something too? We went over this in my previous video when his trainer was trying to basically get him to check into some institution or something. I believe that's what it was. We're going to put the text that his trainer sent Kanye right here on the screen so you can have a look at that. Again, we come with the facts on this channel. Y'all gonna get the exclusive that nobody else is sharing right here. This is the text from his trainer. All right, back to the video.
And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, oh, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears too. I mean, look.
They would have Michael Jackson,
or worse, yeah. So look at what they did. Look at what they did to Britney. When she went in, she was tired, she was exhausted, she was in a bad way. But 10 years of that medication wrecked her brain.
So it looks like Diddy is trying to pull down as many people as he possibly can because tell me why this man has been snitching on everybody and they mama. Y'all know how there have been multiple reports about how footage from his parties and freak-offs has been leaking for the past couple of days. Well, word on the streets is that he is allegedly behind the leaks, and now he just leaked footage of Kim Kardashian, and it is very, very bad. Hey folks, remember when Cat Williams dropped that bomb about Diddy not being the only celeb in hot water? Well, it seems like he wasn't kidding, because a bunch of them are getting dragged down with him, and guess who's caught up in the whirlwind? None other than Kim Kardashian. But hold on to your hats, because the accusations against her are wild. Word on the street is she might have been helping Diddy smooth over some rough patches by allegedly paying off his accusers and, special friends. Looks like Kim's got more than just contouring on her plate these days. Rumor has it her bank balance isn't looking so hot and it's becoming harder to brush off. You know how Kim and
Seriously, I don't believe that. The bank balance is looking just right, okay? If you think her bank balance ain't looking... If you think that she's running dry and the well's running dry, you better think again. Back to the video.
Her crew are all about flaunting their wealth online with their luxury cars and dreamy homes. Well, seems like there might be some cracks in that shiny facade because Kim's reportedly drowning in debt. Let's talk cash, honey. Kim's always had a bit of a shady reputation when it comes to money matters. She's not one to shy away from controversial gigs if they pay well. There's talk that she's not afraid to bend the rules a bit, whispers about her involvement in some dodgy dealings, cozying up to the less savory characters in the finance world. Now, let's rewind to Kim's pre-fame days when she was hustling as Brandy's closet assistant. Rumor has it that Kim wasn't exactly playing by the rules back then, and there's some serious tea about her and Chloe allegedly pulling a fast one on Brandy. Here's the scoop on Kim's gig as Brandy's right-hand woman. Back in those early days, Kim got her hands on Brandy's credit card for a single purchase, and Brandy's mom kept a close eye on the spending. But here's where it gets juicy. After Kim left her post with Brandy, along with Chloe and Rob, they allegedly cooked up a scheme to swipe a cool $120,000 from Brandy's mom. Kim had been holding on to those credit card deets like a secret weapon, biding her time for the perfect moment to strike. And when she thought the coast was clear, she made her move. To cover their tracks, they laundered the cash through their own stores, Dash and Smooch, instead of blowing it all in one go. It turns out they thought they were being slick by funneling the cash through those stores, thinking it would blend in with Brandy's usual spending sprees. But guess what? They got busted because Brandy's mom, who was the one calling the shots on the payments, didn't exactly give the green light to those transactions. At first, Brandy's mom tried to keep things cool, giving
What? Yo, I've literally never heard about this. This is crazy, but believable. Let's just be honest. Like, come on now. Come on now. What are we doing? Back to the video.
Kim a chance to square things away without bringing in the big guns, all thanks to their tight connections with Brandy and Ray J. But when Kim kept dragging her feet for over a year without coughing up the dough, Brandy and Ray J's mom had had enough and took him to court. However, Brandy and Ray J managed to smooth things over, persuading their mom to drop the lawsuit and handle it privately. According to Ray J, this whole mess was the final straw in his relationship with Kim, not because of their adult tape, as some might have speculated. And guess what? That wasn't the end of Kim's shady adventures. Rumor has it she was also involved in a money laundering scheme. Before she became a household name, she allegedly had a sugar daddy named Joe Lowe, an Asian fella accused of laundering some seriously dirty cash. Insiders claim that Kim frequently traveled with Joe Lowe to gambling houses and casinos. In 2009, she even claimed to have flown back to LA with a trash bag full of $250,000 cash that he had won from a casino in Las Vegas. But it turns out that this might have been part of a larger money laundering scheme, as Joe Lowe has been implicated in such activities. The insider wrote, Lowe is wanted by international authorities in connection with a multi-billion-dollar money laundering scam. He is accused of being the mastermind behind a scheme to siphon $4.5 billion from the Malaysian state-run economic...
So let me give you guys a bit of context, because this video is a great video, by the way, but I just want to help you guys out, because you're like, who is he? Who's Joe Lowe? Wait, where'd he come from, right? So Joe Lowe, have you guys seen the movie The Wolf of Wall Street? Okay, it's called The Wolf of Wall Street. I believe, and somebody can fact check me, he was the one that funded it. Okay, so this guy is, or was, a multi-billionaire with a B, okay? He was funding these movies, and he was siphoning money off at casinos, and he was doing all of this stuff. He was working with celebrities. He was paying them to promote his stuff and all that stuff, right? But anyway, back to the video.
Development Fund, One Malaysia Development Berhad. All right, buckle up, because here's where things start to get really wild with Kim and her crew. Despite catching the FBI's eye and being under the microscope, somehow she managed to slip through the cracks without facing any charges. But hold on to your hats, because it's about to get even more bizarre. There's some eyebrow-raising chatter going around suggesting that the Kardashian-Jenner clan might not be swimming in cash as much as they want us to believe. Word on the street is they've been playing some sneaky games with their taxes, and it involves a rather unconventional tactic with the California Community Church. Now, get this. This church was actually set up by none other than the Kar Jenner momager herself, Kris Jenner, back in 2009. It's all registered as a nonprofit and asks members to cough up $1,000 every month, plus donate 10% of their yearly earnings. And guess who's at the top of the list when it comes to these so-called donations? You got it, the Kardashians themselves. Here's where it gets a little shady. That 10% donation translates into a hefty tax break each year, and considering Kim's boasting about pulling in around $80 million annually, that's a cool $8 million off her taxes. But wait, there's more. Kris Jenner just happens to be the one pulling the strings at the church, which means when the Kar Jenner sisters hand over their 10%, it's essentially padding their mom's wallet. And here's the twist. Kris could easily find a way to funnel that cash right back to them, meaning they're not exactly sacrificing anything while still enjoying a hefty tax break. Talk about gaming the system. Now remember this church bit because we'll come back to it in a sec. All right, let's get back to the Kardashians and their shady financial maneuvers. The whole situation reeks of suspicion and it's shady as heck. But wait, there's more to the story because a lot of pieces just don't seem to fit when it comes to Kim's money matters. Folks are convinced she's been inflating her earnings and net worth. This kind of shady business isn't new to the Kardashians. We all recall how Forbes exposed Kylie for lying about the value of her Kylie Cosmetics empire, and she ended up losing her billionaire status. Well, Kim is still officially a billionaire, but people think that she doesn't act like it. In 2022, she was investigated by the SEC.
Kim don't act like a billionaire? Pause. They act like a billionaire. I'm just like, they wear all the latest stuff. And I'm not knocking it. By the way, I'm not knocking that. I'm not talking down and knocking, like, you know, talk your wish, right? You worked hard for it. Or did she? Back to the video.
After she advertised the cryptocurrency Ethereum Max without adding a disclaimer to show that it was a sponsored ad and she had gotten paid to do so. And here's where things really take a turn. Kim found herself tangled up in a pump and dump scheme involving cryptocurrency, and let me tell you, it was a whirlwind she didn't see coming. She ended up with a hefty fine of $126 million for her part in that shady business. But hold on, we're not done with the drama just yet. Despite claiming billionaire status, folks are raising their eyebrows at Kim's Instagram hustle. I mean, come on, a billionaire running ads on the gram? It's got more of an Instagram influencer vibe than that of a billionaire business mogul, if you catch my drift. This stirred up more whispers about Kim and her whole family not swimming in cash as deeply as they'd like us to believe. Now, don't get me wrong, she's not exactly pinching pennies, but she's not rolling in dough like she wants us to believe.
Man. Okay. You should always have a separate account. This is for the men and this is for the women too. The men and the women. Don't intermingle your funds. Well, you could have a joint account. But make sure you keep a separate account as well, right? Okay? I know y'all gonna roast me for that. She worked hard for a comment. I'm just waiting for somebody gonna get me in the comments for that. I was just playing, but watch, somebody gonna get me. Back to the video.
Move, if you ask me. Sources spilled the beans to People magazine, revealing that Kim and Kanye keep their cash flow strictly divided. It's all about my money and her money in their household. So yeah, looks like even in the land of the rich and famous, it's every person for themselves when it comes to the moolah. But it looks like Kim's financial woes have only deepened since her split from Kanye. Last year, reports surfaced revealing she was swimming in a staggering $48 million of debt, which is just mind-boggling. Word on the street is she took out a whopping $48 million mortgage on her $70 million mansion. And get this, she's in such a tight spot that she can't even lean on her family for help because every single one of them is knee-deep in debt. It's a real tough spot to be in, no doubt about it. Her mom...
Sorry, I really didn't want to pause. I hate when I pause this, but I really want to just let it rock, but I can't let that slide. She is not penny pinching. This family is not penny pinching at all. But I get why the video, you know, it's good engagement. It's good. But I'm just here to tell y'all the truth that they are nowhere near leaning on family. Like, she's not leaning on anybody, right? These people, you know, millions is an understatement, okay? They're doing really, really, really well. Really well. Better than you think, right? And I just want to put that out there. Now, there are some times where they may not do as good, right? And then you take out a loan and stuff. I don't want to bore you guys, but they're doing good. But she could still be in debt. By the way, again, I don't mean to bore you guys, but you have good debt and bad debt. Okay, debt is debt though. At the end of the day, back to the video.
Kris Jenner has a very long list of debt, and according to The Sun, she first of all took out a loan for $7.25 million in August 2018, but the following month, that was superseded by a new agreement for a whopping $40 million loan through the financial company Crosswind Venture Fund. Then, in January 2019, she borrowed $5.2 million and $5.25 million in June of that year, according to property records. Well, buckle up, because here's the kicker. Kylie also borrowed a cool $7.5 million. And to cut a long story short, the Kardashians are sitting on a hefty $132 million pile of debt, which is just mind-blowing. But hey, they gotta keep up that designer clothes and private jet lifestyle somehow, right? And these financial worries are just the latest in what some are calling their flop era. They might want to up their game real soon. And if Kim thinks Kanye might swoop in to save the day, well, she better think again. Sources say Kanye's fully focused on his new wife, Bianca Censori, and Kim's not exactly on his radar, except when it comes to co-parenting their 4 kids. Ouch, that's got to sting. But hold on to your hats, because if you thought things couldn't get any messier or shadier for Kim, think again. It's always one scandal after another with her and the fam, but this just might take the cake. Word on the street is she's been exposed as Diddy's madame in his ongoing legal tangle with the feds, and it looks like Kim's really outdone herself this time. Looks like the truth's finally coming to light about Kim Kardashian's sudden case of amnesia when it comes to Diddy. At first, we all figured she was just trying to distance herself from him amidst the scandal swirling around him. But hold up, if that's the case, why is she still cozying up to Balenciaga? That raised some serious eyebrows. Well, turns out there might be more to Kim's disappearing act than we thought. Word on the street is she's been running scared, worried that fans might start connecting the dots between her and Diddy's shady dealings. And wouldn't you know it, they did exactly that. When the whole Diddy debacle blew up, folks started speculating that he had some heavy hitters backing him, helping him dodge the fallout. I'm talking about influential friends with serious pull in high places. Names like Jay-Z and Beyonce got tossed around, but there was one name that flew under the radar: Kim Kardashian. Yep, fans turned into detectives faster than you can say scandal. Looks like Kim's attempt to fly under the radar only ended up shining a spotlight on her involvement, or lack thereof, depending on who you ask, in the whole mess. Tough break for someone who's used to being the master of her own narrative, huh? Whoa, strap in because things are about to get wild in the Kim K saga. Picture this, Kim and Diddy, tight pals with a history that goes way back. I'm talking close enough that he was one of the very few people she followed on Instagram. But hold the phone because Kim suddenly hit the unfollow button just days before Homeland Security came knocking on Diddy's door. Coincidence? Not in Kim's playbook. Now, some might brush this off.
Now, hold on. If that's true, I'm not shocked, and you shouldn't be neither. Remember what I told you. It's so crazy how every video we react to, it kind of signals the previous video, because I literally just said this. They all know what's going on in their circle. They get the word maybe a day, no more than a day actually. Well, I would say a day to a week in advance before it even hits the public, right? They already know what's going on.
As mere happenstance, but let's be real here. Kim Kardashian isn't exactly known for leaving things up to chance. So naturally, folks started digging into Kim's past, and boy, did they uncover some juicy tidbits about her and her family's connections to Diddy's alleged shadiness. The plot thickened when TikTok sleuth BB, the songwriter, did a deep dive into Kim and Diddy's alleged involvement in Britney Spears' conservatorship saga. And hold on to your hats because it doesn't stop there. Rumor has it Kim even tried to pull the same move on Kanye. Now, this might sound like some far-fetched Hollywood drama, but when you connect the dots, it starts to make a twisted kind of sense. See, Kim's buddy-buddy with Lou Taylor, the mastermind behind Britney's conservatorship. Lou's the brains behind TriStar Sports and Entertainment Group, and let's just say she's got a reputation for playing dirty when it comes to her clients. It's like a Hollywood plotline unfolding in real life. Apart from Britney's nightmare, there have been murmurs about Lou trying to pull a similar stunt with Lindsay Lohan. Luckily, Lindsay's family wasn't having any of it and fought tooth and nail to keep their daughter out of Lou's grasp. Now, you might be wondering how all this connects to Kim. Let me connect the dots for you. Remember Kris Jenner's church I mentioned earlier? Well, initially folks thought it was just a shady ploy by the Kardashians to score some tax write-offs, but it's way worse than that. Turns out, Lou Taylor sits on the board of that church, and word on the street is the church alleged.
Are you serious? You know we gonna do some investigating. You know we about to do some investigating now. This woman sits on the board? That's not a coincidence. Nobody better comment coincidence, because that is not a coincidence. Come on. Back to the video.
Receives hefty donations from Diddy to settle his various disputes over the years, allegedly. On the surface, it might seem like the church is just doing some charity work, but the reality is much darker.
Nah, I ain't doing no charity work.
24 hours before the raid, Kim Kardashian decides to unfollow Diddy, right? Well, come to find out, this person by the name of Lou Taylor is apparently Diddy's manager. And this Lou Taylor woman is also on the board of Hillsong's church home. Follow me, go with me. They are doing all of this, child, in the name of the Lord. Just follow the story. Now, to cover myself, everything in this video is alleged, honey. This is what I digged up, and I don't know how much truth is to it, but there's reportings, okay? So everything that I'm saying is allegedly. Keep that in mind. So, Lou Taylor apparently is paying off, allegedly, some of Diddy's victims from this slush fund through some church fund, okay? Not only that, Kim Kardashian mama has been making these girls pay 10% tithes to some church that Lou Taylor and her husband is basically owner, co-owner, or whatever. So I was like, let me look into this Lou Taylor person. I'm thinking Lou Taylor was a guy who was a woman with a husband.
See, you know what the only problem I have with this is? This allegedly stuff and everything. And now, the thing is, if she's head of the church, she's head of the church, right? There's no allegedly with that. So again, we're going to do our digging, we're going to do our Googles, and we're going to find out. However, these people have like high-powered lawyers, attorneys. For me to believe all the way that, they're sludging money in from charities and all this stuff. Do y'all believe it? Drop in the comments below if you believe that. Okay? I'm not even trying to play fair. I'm just trying to go off the facts and also some common sense, right? Here's the thing with some of these celebs. Some of them are actually pretty smart. They're not going to do anything in public, and they're not going to do anything to where, you could kind of put two and two together. They're like 10 steps ahead, and they have some very smart people working on their financials. Some of them. I want to emphasize some. Most aren't. Back to the video.
Whole husband, and they doing ministry and everything. Now, mind you, y'all remember the whole thing with Britney Spears? Mm-hmm. So come to find out, Lou Taylor, this gets deep, y'all. Hold on. Okay, so Lou Taylor is the CEO of TriStar Sports and Entertainment. She's like a business manager icon. What's the Lindsay Lohan? So she apparently, allegedly, she has been behind most of these stars' conservatorship situations, especially Britney Spears. So before we talk about Britney, Mike Lohan, which is the Lohan girl, Lindsay Lohan's daddy, accused Lou Taylor and the mama Dina Lohan for trying to put Lindsay Lohan in a conservatorship concerning her money. Also, allegedly, there's a lawsuit from 2021 with Astroworld tragedy, and she's being sued for employment discrimination. This is what this Lou lady is. Now, Lou Associates maintain intense control also over Britney Spears' life and money. And she was behind even the conservatorship of why Britney Spears had that conservatorship, because she ended up becoming the business manager and took over the financial pieces of Britney Spears' whole situation.
Yeah, whoever is managing the money, whoever's taking care of their business affairs, basically has, let's just be honest, most of the power, right? Especially when it comes to this stuff. Now, I'm not going to speak on that other stuff she was talking about because we don't have any, facts or evidence on that. I just did my Googles, and yeah, she's the CEO of TriStar Sports. I'm going to do some more research in terms of all the other stuff and siphoning money and all that other stuff. That's not something we'll be able to find on Google, right? But it's an interesting take if she's orchestrating this, but that doesn't make any of the other people innocent, right? But back to the video.
Buckle up for this wild Hollywood ride because the twists just keep on coming. Let's rewind to Lou Taylor, the alleged brains behind those celebrity conservatorship schemes. Hold on to your hats because her rumored tactics read like something out of a blockbuster thriller. Word on the street is she's been at it for years, supposedly getting celebs falsely diagnosed with conditions they don't actually have, then swooping in to slap them under conservatorship and pocket their hard-earned cash. But here's where the story takes a truly jaw-dropping turn. Enter Kanye West, dropping bombshell hints about this whole mess not too long ago. Yep, you heard that right. Allegedly, Kim and Diddy were the puppet masters behind the scenes, attempting to pull off the same stunt on Kanye. But Kanye wasn't about to let them run roughshod over him. Nah, he dug in his heels and their little scheme went up in smoke.
And as look, they tried to medicate me. I was exhausted.
Now it's making a lot of sense. So that woman is orchestrating, because she manages everything, right? So where I'm a little bit, maybe you guys can help me out. Help me out in the comments, right? Where I'm getting a bit confused at is when we talked about Kanye and his trainer trying to get him to basically do drugs and, you know, go to a mental facility and all that nonsense, right? And we talked about government entities putting a lot of these people in place, which is not a conspiracy, right? That's what happens. That's what they do, right? That's why when somebody says government control, it's not the actual government controlling you. They put people in place to control the celebrities, to tell them, yo, if you don't take this medicine, we're going to X, Y, and Z, right? We're going to put you in this facility or whatever it is, right? But what I'm curious to know is she the one orchestrating that? That's a reach. That feels like a reach. That feels like a reach. We need more evidence for that. I'm sorry. I'm a factual person. It sounds good on paper, but we need some evidence and we need some proof. Back to the video.
Wrongly diagnosed me, and they when I asked them how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly, it took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears you. I mean, look.
They would have Michael Jackson.
Or worse, yeah.
We just seen this clip. Yo, this clip hits so much harder right now. No Diddy. It hits. This clip hits, right? Because they may have done that. They may have given him, we put a little extra in there, right? And next thing you know, where's Ye? All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you slap the like button and kick the subscribe button until it turns black and blue for me, okay?